Yeah, I'll just give a very short introduction of His Holiness Janananda Goswami Maharaj, which is born in United Kingdom. Alright, so was initiated by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada in 1972. He held various positions in Iskcon and served Srila Prabhupada in various countries, notably the United Kingdom, Africa, Malaysia, Europe, Philippines, and New Zealand. His Holiness Janananda Goswami Maharaj led very...
What about Australia?
Australia.
What about Australia there?
He's a very exalted devotee, traveling and preaching all over the world. The main driving force behind the World Holy Name, Holy Name Initiating and various other wonderful projects in Iskcon. He is also a member of committee for Kirtans Standards. His Kirtans, harinam, spontaneous skits, realizations, scholarliness in the shastras, witty nature, humility, and many other transcendental qualities attracts even the most demoniac souls to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada and Lord Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. His Holiness Janananda Goswami Maharaj ki.
To fulfill this purpose or this objective of Srila Prabhupada, the World Holy Name Week was started. It started off as World Holy Name Day, and it developed into World Holy Name Week. Well, we could extend it, and just like today at the temple they're having 12-hour Kirtan. Many places they have 12-hour Kirtan, some 24-hour Kirtan, some Kirtan melas, different things. It's not like, but the Kirtan really, ultimately it goes on constantly. At our stage, we may not be able to chant constantly. So Lord Chaitanya talks about this Kirtaniya Sadahari, always chanting. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that the tongue kirtayanto amam, that but with great determination, always engaging, chanting my holy names, or chanting about me. But we may not, but whatever spare time or whatever, like Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj, he gave our spiritual master Srila Prabhupada, he asked his serious students to chant at least 16 rounds on the beads every day of Hare Krishna. But his spiritual master asked his students to chant 64 rounds. This is a lot of, much more than probably most of us chant. Maybe you've never chanted 64 rounds, I don't know. Maybe you have. Sometimes on Ekadashi, on this Ekadashi day, some devotees they chant more rounds. Maybe on Lord Chaitanya's appearance day. We used to do that on Janmashtami. Now Janmashtami is mostly a very busy day with all kinds of service. But before, let's say, the growth of Iskcon in that direction, Janmashtami was a day when everybody would sit and chant. And many devotees would chant 64 or more rounds, sometimes more, and read about Krishna. So the idea is, it's very nice that we're doing lots and lots of services. One time in Mayapur, one devotee was sick, and the early days, in those days, it was like we were very close. Prabhupada was there, and it was very much like a family kind of a spirit. So Prabhupada asked the devotee how they were, and they said they were not very well. Prabhupada asked them what they were doing. They said they couldn't do any service because they were sick. So they weren't very happy, and Prabhupada said, well, what are they doing? They said, well, I can't do any service, I'm just chanting Hare Krishna. And Prabhupada said, that's actually the real service. That's the real service. But because you cannot do it, Prabhupada said, you cannot do it all the time, therefore, he said, I have to rack my brains to think of things to give you to do. But the real service is chanting Hare Krishna. It doesn't mean we shouldn't do other things, because they're all there for that purpose, first of all, to assist in the propagation of Krishna consciousness. Of course we have to maintain our body and soul together harmoniously in our families and so on, so work has to be there. On a kind of a real platform, let's say, more on the spiritual side, the chanting of Hare Krishna is the real business of this age. when Lord Chaitanya prays Trinadapi Sanichena Tarodapi Sadishvanam Amanina Manadena Kirtana Sada, in this Trinadapi Sanichena, feeling oneself lower than the straw on the street, more humble than the straw on the street. In regards to our chanting, this can be understood to mean that one understands that there is no other way other than through the mercy of the holy name and service to the name that we can possibly attain the goal of life, Krishna Prema. We may do other things, but they're not the actual, let's say, process. They're to support the process. Many things have to be done. But the ultimate thing is that the process of congregational chanting, and it's not actually japa per se, although that's another topic, but it's congregational chanting of the holy name. This is the Yuga Dharma. Kali Kalera Dharma Harinama Sankirtan. Sankirtan. Sankirtan, of course, can be understood in different ways, but here Prabhupada particularly is saying congregational chanting of the holy name. This is the Yuga Dharma. And it's with this intention that the Lord appears in this world, describes in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Vidya Chaitanya Charitamrita. With this intention the Lord appears along with his associates for these two reasons: to perform congregational chanting and or to taste Krishna Prema along with congregational chanting of the holy names. The Lord distributes these holy names even to the untouchables, and he weaves a wreath of the holy name all over the world. This is the means of, in this age of Kali, of awakening our dormant Krishna consciousness. According to famous verse, which many of you are familiar with also, harinam, 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 kalorna steva, 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 in this age of Kali, there is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. Now, that means to say that other paths are there, but not in this age of Kali will they reach the goal. They may have some other effect, but not the effect of keep bringing us to the ultimate goal of spiritual life or human life. The goal of human life is to actually, you can inquire, you could say, about the nature of the absolute truth, but it's also to achieve or reawaken our relationship with the Supreme. So other paths which may in other situations may be more effective, but in this Kali Yuga they're practically ineffective. People are not really in a position to perform karma yoga in the proper sense of the term, not to speak of Ashtanga yoga or jnana yoga, or any of these other paths. Mystic yoga is very difficult in this age of Kali. Manda samanda mateo madabhago padrutaha. Man have very short lives, quarrelsome, lazy, and above all, always disturbed in this age of Kali. Very difficult age. So, in this difficult age, the harinam, kaler dosha nade rajanasti ekamahangrad, kirtan nade Krishna shirmukta sangha paramdija. This age which is full of difficulty, full of kaler, this Kali Yuga dosha, this full of faults in this age. There's one ekamahanguna, one great quality in this age, ekamahanguna, one great quality, and that's Kirtan Nade Krishna's, chanting of Krishna's names in this age. Everything can be achieved, it said, simply by chanting. This is faith in the holy name, that by chanting the holy name of Krishna one also, let's say, covers or achieves all the other purposes of other paths. There's no need to practice other paths. Vedeshi or Geshu Dapasa Chavidaneshi or Punya Palam Pratisha. By the path, this path of this age devotion service, the Nam Sankirtan, automatically one gets the results of all the other practices. There's no need to have a separate endeavor in other ways. Everything can be achieved through attentive, or let's say offenseless chanting of the holy name of Krishna. The nectar of congregational chanting of the holy name will drown the entire universe in waves of bliss. We have to try to spiritualize everything. Sometimes in this world, you see there's from the material point of view, some terrifying events such as tsunami. Not long ago there was one tsunami in Japan. It was a very amazing, in a negative sense of the term, event. And not so long before that in Indonesia. So, but the very word, we need, and this is what Lord Chaitanya is referring to here, is an interesting word, I guess a Japanese word, I think. But the word nami, if you know what it means the named. Nam is the name, nami is, who is being named. And su means very auspicious. So it can be seen, and that we learn from that example that of course we're not condoning, but we're not sort of like callous towards such affairs, of course we're not. But tsunami, we need a tsunami of the holy name. As you can see, tsunamis, they completely cover everything, nothing can stop it, nothing, just is nothing within our power can stop it. So we need a tsunami of the holy name which will drown out all of our, let's say, material attachments, all of our material desires and so on and so forth. You can't stop them. You can't stop these things. This is the material world. Krishna consciousness is not so much about stopping things, it's about engaging in chanting, engaging in service. So we drown out, or we completely fill our, let's say the cup overflows. So we fill up the cup so there's no room for anything else. None of the negative things can enter in. So of course we have obviously other things to do with families and work and stuff. But we have to try to Krishnaize that. We have to try to transform that into a Krishna conscious, everything Krishna conscious. And one of the recommended ways, besides simply being conscious of what we're doing and doing things which are as favourable as possible, is we should try to chant. Jiva Goswami describes in Bhakti Standards, I think, how along with all of our activities, whatever they are, whether it's feeding the baby, changing the baby's napkins, driving your car to work, whatever space you have, wherever you are, we try to chant Hare Krishna. Anomalies are there, we Varna Shankara, we don't know what we are, what we should do, even if you know you can't do it. So in this age, because of all these faults, all these shortcomings, therefore the solution is, the only remedial measure is to chant the holy name of Krishna, to counteract all the ill effects of this age of Kali, Tishodashakanam, Kali Kalmashanashanam, to counteract the ill effects of Kali. Chant the holy name of Krishna, as much as we can. This is the process. Hare Krishna. I'll just read one or two quotes about the World Holy Name Week. All over the world, our only means is to chant Hare Krishna mantra. So you stick to this principle, go on chanting Hare Krishna mantra anywhere it is possible, and you will be victorious. That is the blessing of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Believe in it and you will be successful. It depends on our faith. It's not just belief exactly, I use the word belief, but it's actually, in this case believe is the right word, but in the general terms it's having complete or implicit faith in the holy name. Everything will come. Therefore Lord Chaitanya says, I order every man within the universe, and women, to accept, and mothers, to accept this Krishna consciousness movement and distribute it everywhere. So this is the process to spread the holy name. So this is September 17th to the 26th. This is just one of many events to try to remind us, or engage us, let's say, in the performance of Sankirtan. Please take advantage of this. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions?